Hello and welcome back to another Reality Check VR video. Today we're going to be talking about some VR accessories from Kiwi Designs, if you haven't seen them already. Many other VR YouTubers have talked about them in the past because they've been around for at least about a year or so, making different solutions for the different VR people out there. VR people, that's right. But so anyways, on this video right now, I just wanted to go over some of the products that they sent me while I was in Brazil. And since I'm here in the States right now, I can actually unbox them and take a look at them. Most of them are for the Oculus Quest, although a few of them can be used for even the Vive, the Index, or the Rift, because they're cable holders and things like that. So without further ado, we're going to jump right in it and start getting these things unboxed and even try some of the things on our Quest to see how they are. I do have all the VR covers because I do the VR cover upgrades as soon as they come out, and they make it much more comfortable for me, especially the Quest. I have a hard time putting the Quest on and keeping comfortable, so having those VR covers are very helpful. Kiwi Designs also has some facial comfort improvements. I haven't tried them out yet, so I'm excited to see them, especially for the price. It's not too many things. In today's bunch, we have some headphones that we're going to take a look at, a wall mount for the sensors, some Rift covers, like I said, for the Quest, as well as the cable retractors, which I'm going to go ahead and start right here with the cable retractors. What's really cool about these V2, version 2 cable retractors, is obviously they're very much meant for VR and simplicity of ease of use. Plus, they don't have some of the drawbacks that other solutions do have. For a long time, I created a solution a while back, years ago, back when these CV1 first came out, that I put these lanyards on these little 3D printed pieces, right? And then you could put your cable right here, and then it would kind of bring your cable down as it goes. And if you went too far, it would actually snap out because it's got this little magnetic plastic piece, right? And although I still do sell these, the solution is great for certain people in certain situations. But I think in a lot more situations, you're probably going to want something probably like this, where it actually has a cable that can come down and come back up. The one problem in VR is every once in a while when you're swiping down, you can grab your cable, and you don't want to put too much force on your ceiling at any point in time, because then you're going to be pulling your ceiling out, and that's not good for anybody. So right here, I'm going to go ahead and open up this, and inside of it, there is little hooks for your ceiling. I see, yeah, that's right. So these little hooks right here, that you can actually take the adhesive off the back of this, and these just hang from your ceiling. And then from these that are hanging from your ceiling, no hardware, right? No screws, nothing like that. You just take these little guys right here and you put them on the hooks, so they'll just be hooked up on there. And then this guy right here is, of course, going to have plenty. Yeah, it's actually got plenty. Wow, that's the most important part. It needs to have plenty of sway, which I think it's like 6 feet. You know. So it's just like this, very, very simple. You put your cable in there, you can have big, thick cables, you can have tiny cables. It doesn't matter. It fits pretty much all cables, except for huge power cable. Okay. All right, so yeah, there you go. These are the Kiwi Design pieces right here. They're very, very simple to use. But if you are somebody who's rocking the old CV1 or even a Vive with base stations, then this is something that you might want to take a look at. It's just a little ceiling mount for your sensors if you do have, like I said, Vive base stations or the old CV1 sensors. And you can screw them on if you want to. If you don't want to screw it on, you can use this 3M sticky stuff on the back where you just pull off the sticker and pop it onto the ceiling or the wall. It works very, very quickly, very easy, very simple solution, and it's also very robust. Like, if you want something that looks fancy and looks good and looks high quality, this is something that actually does work. I can say it's got an all-metal feel to it, so I can't snap it. So for my Oculus Quest, I've got a case that I bought on Amazon. It's pretty nice because it holds the cables, all the stuff that I need for it. I've actually got some headphones that I bought in there for it. I've got the headset and the controllers right here, plus it usually holds an extra battery for me as well. So with this guy right here, the headphones that I have are just your typical generic headphones that kind of split in the middle and go up to your ears. Those, of course, aren't the best ones. Oculus does have official earbuds that you can buy, but these are a little bit cheaper. These Kiwi Design headphones. They come with 2 different separate headphone spots. That way you can plug them in on each side. You don't have to worry as much about having, anything dangling in front of you. They go in like this. So as you can see right now, we've got these headphones in there, and you've got the earbuds dangling. And when I put the headset on, I can just throw these guys in. Nice. Okay, we've had a second reviewer join the team. What we're doing right now is we're taking a look at these grips right here from Kiwi, and the Mammoth grips, which I like, are actually very, very interesting because they give you an actual grip on the controller itself, and they kind of go around the back of your hand right here where your knuckles are. The difference is this one over here, you actually see that it fits directly underneath the controller, so you actually kind of snap it in the controller itself where the battery piece goes, and then from here you can just actually put it on the back of your hand, and then this other part goes on the Rift controller, and then you just bring it forward to kind of create this back of the hand type connection. So it's actually, you can make it as tight or as loose as you prefer it. It's definitely different feeling, It has a different feeling overall. It does keep your hand on the controller just fine, so if you want to let go, you can always do this just as easily. I do like it. I'm excited to have both because not only do I use the Quest, but I also use the Rift S. So I'm going to use kind of the Mammoth grips for the Quest. I'm going to use these other grips for the Rift S for the version that I have. And anyway, so these are a very cool solution. As you can kind of see, this one is a little weird. So it's got the Mammoth grip on the side, but that's how it looks right there with just the Kiwi strap. Lastly, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the interfaces. And Daniel's definitely going to have to help me tell me which one's the most comfortable. Yeah, he knows. This is it, yeah. This one right here. Okay, so we're gonna open it up. Of course, a very significant and important piece. This is the eye cover, so that you can just keep it right in there. Luckily, the case that I bought actually came with an eye cover for the Quest, but this is very important to have, that way you keep it safe. Ooh, and Daniel is running away. All right, go get the Quest for me, buddy. So in the set that I got, it came with one little facial interface and two lightly foamed pads. These aren't meant to, I think, be much different from the original, other than the fact that they are wipeable, which of course is a huge upgrade when you're playing with mobile devices such as the Quest, especially if you do things like Beat Saber or Pistol Whip or anything that's going to be using a high amount of activity. You're going to be sweating. So like always, wipeable pads are great to have. Not that they're more comfortable overall than the other ones, it's just that they're much better for most applications. This facial interface, which I can see right away, which makes it a little different from the original as well as the VR cover. It's got these kind of air holes, so there's some ventilation built into it. I'm not sure if that's going to be a huge benefit, but it certainly you can feel it and see it underneath the pad as well as above the pad a little bit right there. So I'm going to put one of the pads on here. Also, what makes this a little bit different from the VR covers or the traditional pad is there's a spot actually here for the Velcro on the nose area, and I noticed they do have this little nose thing right here, so it looks like I can actually just place in this little Velcro spot for the nose, and then now they've got that nose gap completely covered, so when I'm in VR, yeah, I think maybe it goes the other way. Yeah, it goes that way. Okay, so one of the things I actually hear from people who are new to VR quite a bit is that, yeah, everything's great, but I could see, down below my nose a little bit, and I was like, yeah, well, of course, a little bit, that's what the headset does, but who cares about that? And it's always a big deal to people who are new to VR, being able to see through that gap. So having this being able to stop you from seeing down is certainly very helpful, and it does do the job very well, but you're going to want a different nose thing for each person, preferably. Although I don't think that this is as robust or as much comfort as that VR cover right here, I do think that the innovations such as having the nose gap things, the cover there is really cool. So I'm going to try this on myself. Yeah, and comfort-wise, it's not lacking by any means. It feels very comfortable. I don't feel the headset plastic touching my head at all, which is the most important part. When I do breathe in, I can kind of feel this little fabric nose piece kind of touching my nose a little bit, so that's one issue. And I think the easiest way to fix that is almost just to kind of cut it back just maybe a centimeter or two. I think that would actually fix this issue. But it does actually help quite a bit with keeping the nose gap and none of the light leak coming up, which is very cool. Love that. It helps with the immersion. So yeah, overall, very cool to have. One thing I do notice though when it's on here is that it doesn't seem like it's hugging as tightly as the other headset. And I mean, it's interesting because it does feel good on there, and you can see from above, you've got these big, large areas where those little ventilation pieces are coming through. We're going to go ahead and see. I wish it did hug a little tighter right there. I wish that this facial interface didn't have as much separation around the edges. But I think other than that, as far as having as much air come in there and being able to hit your face, I'm sure that's going to be nice. So the next thing I need to do is I need to go ahead and use this with the headphones and put it on with this interface and use some different high energy applications and actually try to see for myself if there's going to be more airflow coming through with this headset cover as opposed to the one that I'm using right now. Okay, so that's it for today's video. We took a look at some different accessories from Kiwi Designs, and of course they have many different solutions for you. So if you are trying to make things more comfortable, more accessible, or just easier to use, there's different opportunities for that. So take a look for yourself. If you have any questions, please reach out to me and I will try to get back to you as soon as possible. But for me, I'm going to keep taking a look at these new VR pieces that are coming out. I'm going to keep working in development with VR, and I'm having a lot of fun with this stuff. So if you have any questions, definitely reach out, and I'm excited to see you in the next one. Until then, bye.